Both sides do it, right? After all, that's the age-old adage of Washington political reporting. Both major political parties engage in partisan bickering. Both parties lie to constituents. So both parties deserve equal criticism and scrutiny from journalists, while the president thinks otherwise. In a wide-ranging interview published Sunday by The New Republic, President Obama responded to a question on gridlock in Congress and whether both parties were responsible, saying there's no equivalence there. In fact, that's one of the biggest problems we've got in how folks report about Washington right now. The default position for reporting is to say a plague on both their houses. On almost every issue, it's, well, Democrats and Republicans can't agree, as opposed to looking at why it is that they can't agree. Who exactly is preventing us from agreeing? False equivalency isn't a new concept in media analysis, nor is it a new concern for the president.
There is oftentimes the impulse to suggest that if the two parties are disagreeing, then they're equally at fault and the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
The idea is that journalists are afraid to appear partisan, even on an issue-by-issue basis, and so they conclude that both parties are at fault, even if one might be more so. A frequently cited example in the last election cycle was an October Time magazine cover story on truth-bending that concluded both candidates run campaigns that have repeatedly and willfully played the American people for fools. Democrats often attribute false equivalency in reporting to what some call moving the goalposts. That's the idea that political debates over many issues have shifted toward a more conservative end of the spectrum in the last couple decades. For example, cap-and-trade legislation to help protect the environment was an idea proposed by George H.W. Bush during his presidency and passed in the 1990 amendment to the Clean Air Act. But today's strongly anti-tax conservatives rarely even entertain cap-and-trade, now viewed as a more liberal concept. But CNN's Jake Tapper says Obama really has no reason to be upset. He tweeted in a response to the president's interview with The New Republic, writing, "False equivalency is a thing, sure, but so is false equivalency." In a later tweet, Tapper said politicians, including Obama, might not be the best judge of media tactics. Conservatives like those at the Weekly Standard certainly don't think reporters are pulling punches when criticizing Republicans. It noted that the prominent site PolitiFact labeled Obama's statements true twice as often as they said Romney was being honest. But fact-checkers say the real issue in determining overall truthfulness isn't the boldness to definitively say one candidate or party is wrong more often. Rather, it's that almost every statement can be viewed subjectively depending on your ideology.
I don't know of any objective way to measure that. Even if we could come up with a scholarly, academically respectable way, I think we probably wouldn't, just because it would look like we were endorsing the other candidate.
For Newsy, I'm Zach Toombs. Multiple sources, the real story.